One of the most freeing things I have come to realize is that there is no socially acceptable way to be a Black woman in America. Quite literally, every facet of our existence is controversial or political. If I wear my hair straight, I'm trying to be a white woman. If I wear my hair natural, then it's unprofessional. As a dark-skinned woman, I'm inherently masculine. If I was a light-skinned woman, then I wouldn't be Black enough. If I date Black men, then I deserve whatever comes to me because I chose wrong. If I date a white man, then I am betraying the Black community. If I choose my career over having a family, then I am destroying the Black community. If I choose to be a stay-at-home mom, then I'm lazy. There is not a single way that Black women can exist that it won't be controversial. And that is not the case for every group. Every other group has a standard that a lot of them try to appeal to. They don't always succeed, but they have a standard. Think about the white woman. If you are a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes and a stay-at-home mother that takes care of her children and knows how to cook, you are the ideal. You are who the other white men say, you know what? Perfect. That's exactly how I want my white woman to be. As we know, white men made the system, so damn near every version of them is socially acceptable because they said it is. But even think about women in other cultures and ethnicities. Think Latina women, think Asian women. There is a version of them within their culture that is socially acceptable and the ideal. As Black American women, we do not have that. No matter what we say or do, it will be controversial, not only to our own people, but the whole of America. And mind you, I'm not framing this as a negative. Like I said in the beginning of my video, it's actually one of the most freeing aspects of being a Black American woman, that we don't have to stick to an ideal because the ideal does not exist. We are free to be whatever version of ourselves that we want because every version is controversial, so there's really nothing to appeal to. Meanwhile, everyone else is trying to become this ideal made up caricature that their culture decided is the best version of them. So I hope this message reaches Black women. I want you to understand that as you are striving to be the best version of yourself, as you are striving to become the woman that you are so excited to be, as you're getting this pushback, as you're getting this negative feedback from society, I need you to know that it is a byproduct of our existence, not a constructive critique of our character. So go be weird, go be classy, go be an astronaut, bitch. Have kids, don't have kids. Doesn't matter. Whatever makes your soul glow, go do that shit because you were never going to be accepted for it, so you may as well have fun while you're here. Anyway, that was just my random thought of the day. I'm actually getting ready for MomoCon. I'm going to be doodle bob, and I can't wait to show that to you later. Until next time, toodles my noodles.
Hey, lovely people. I am sharing this video from Atia Nadira. I'm hoping that's how to correctly pronounce her name. However, I really enjoyed this video and wanted to bring it here because, listen, she's basically calling out the fact that Black women existing is controversial. Therefore, there is no ideal Black woman. And as Black women, you should really do whatever you are called to do because you will be criticized for existing. So I wanted to break down what she was mentioning in the video, and she talked about different aspects of being a Black woman and receiving critique. And one was hair. The next one she mentioned was skin color. The next was dating. And the last one that she wrapped up with was career. And let's just talk about it, right? Hair. There is a reason why the Crown Act was put into place in California. So it's a California law. It prohibits discrimination based on hairstyles and hair texture by extending different protections. Now, a Black woman straightens her hair. Reasons why: it could be to be accepted in the workplace. That's often a big reason, right? To make sure that you're getting the job. That has been a thing for as long as I can remember. But also, Black women may have other reasons for straightening their hair. It could just be it's easier to manipulate for them, or they were never taught to take care of their Afro hair because it has always been pushed to straighten it. And you can look at history of Black hair and see that. Now, if we straighten the hair, she mentions, we're seen as being white. Now, if you saw my video about Beyonce and some of the messages that people had, they mentioned straightening hair and the fact that it was blonde and, hey, she's trying to be a white woman. Anyone can look at Beyonce and look at her features and go, yes, that is a Black woman, regardless of what she does to her hair color, right? It's her features. Now, she could change her features if she wanted to. She has plenty of funds to do that. She has not. Now, that would be a deeper conversation on, who are you trying to look like? But this is not about Beyonce. I'm just using that as an example because we had just talked about that from the past video about the whole Levi's jeans campaign versus American Eagle campaign. And, people are all upset about things. Now, let's go to the unprofessional look. the Crown Act is in place because of the fact that when you don't go into the interview with straight hair, there's always a chance of that being seen as another way for someone to discriminate against you. And let's just talk about the hair. Why is there such an attack, it feels, on black hair? Well, it's another aspect and reminder that we are different than the other person who, really anyone in the world. Their hair lays flat. Our hair is very thick, and it actually wants to do the opposite of laying flat. It wants to go to the sky. So, our hair is very different, and another reminder of, hey, I am a black woman and I'm different than you. This is one other feature that makes me different. Now, let's go to skin color, because she mentioned, if you're darkly hued, right? You're highly melanated, well, you're masculine. If you're light, well, you're not black enough. And we have seen that with celebrities like Doja Cat. She's a mixed race woman. However, the black community have had many discussions online and have talked about, well, is she black? Whereas, there are other celebrities that are mixed race and they are black. It's very confusing who black people choose to want to say and accept their blackness. We also talked about that with Drake. He is a mixed race man. I know we're not talking about men here, but just putting that out there because that was a big debate as well. Now, this one, there's so many studies about skin color. And for me, I talk a lot about career. I have worked in spaces that, have allowed me to see direct impacts of colorism. I have felt different things myself, but let's not just depend on that. Harvard University has done extensive studies into colorism and the effects of it and the inequality. There have been people that have their PhD that have gone in to study this, like Dr. Sarah L. Webb. And particularly, there was an article from her about colorism in hiring. That's really interesting. I might link it in the video description. But yes, that is another thing. We cannot change our skin complexion without some extreme conditions being in place or some damaging chemicals, right? So the next one she talks about is dating. And y'all know I have talked about dating on this channel and have been called some really bad things because of mentioning the fact that I did not have a strict preference towards a certain group. So she mentions if you date black men, well, you chose wrong, which is an entire debate in itself. So anything goes wrong in that, you chose wrong. If you date white men, well, you are betraying the entire black race. That has been a consistent theme. You will still see people that feel this way, even in 2025. And I got my wake up call like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Now, that one was interesting to me. It really hit home. I didn't go into any studies about it, but I think as a black woman, you can relate to that. Now let's talk about career really quickly, because she called out the fact that if you choose your career over, creating a family, and really in a black community, it's you're choosing a career or you're choosing to have a baby potentially as a single mother oftentimes. Well, you're not supporting the black community. You're ruining the black community because you're not adding black people to the community, whether it destroys your life and the things that you would like to do in this life or not, right? The other option, you do choose the family route, but you want to be traditional. You want to be a stay-at-home mom. You really want to do this thing. You want to mother in the right way. Well, then you're lazy. And she mentions lazy. What came to my mind was, the infamous Kanye West, I ain't saying she's a gold digger. That is brought up consistently even today. You're a gold digger. Oh, you want to stay at home and raise children and not work outside of the home? You want to work in the home and take care of the children solely? Oh, you're a gold digger. You want to not send them to daycares or this person's house and that person's house and this person's house. You want to raise them yourself? Yeah, gold digger. So it's very much, DAMNED if you do or if you don't, and that is for YouTube. So let me know what y'all think about this. I definitely related to a lot of what Atia was saying in this video. And I do just want to call out, she is on TikTok. I don't know about YouTube. If you want to follow her, check her out. I haven't actually extensively checked out all of her commentary, but this was a great video. I imagine she may have others out there. It was a very thought-provoking one. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me that at this point, as a Black woman, you just need to learn that your existence is controversial in this world, and there's no ideal Black woman in our community or outside of our community? So go and do what you would like, do what you're called to do and be, and just live without those constraints, which I would say can be a benefit. It depends on how you look at it. Instead of having the constraints of, hey, this is the ideal and these other women are not, fit. We don't really have that ideal and standard. So we can really do anything, and just keep in mind that whatever you do choose to do, you'll be criticized for it, but who cares, because you existing is controversial.